Well, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? How was last week for everyone? How was last weekend? How's this week going to be? I guess that's yet to be determined. Hey, good morning, Thomas. Julie, how are you? Joe, Ron, Phil, Steph, Al, Jack, Joe. Let's see, Joe. Oh, hey, how did everything go last week? Absolutely fabulous. Absolutely fabulous, yes. It was very nice. Good morning, morning. Glad to be back, Julie. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, glad to be back. Glad to be back. Had a lot of windshield time. That's a long drive down there. And back. Down there and back. All right. So let's talk about the market a little bit. I'm going to move over to this chart. And so what do we have here? Is the market bullish or is the market bearish? Good morning, Mai. How are you? Is the market bullish or is the market bearish? And it really depends on the time frame you're looking at. I think everybody, without question, would agree the longer term, we're bearish here. Let's see here. Let's just, we can draw some lines like that and you can see we're bearish. I think everyone agrees to that. I look at the weekly chart. We're still underwater. Okay, fine. But in bearish markets, remember, we're going to have relief rallies. And I think that's what's happening right now. Last week when I was out, I posted in the room that it looks to me like we're headed to the 50-period moving average up here. And the biggest obstacle is going to be the October highs here. And so far, price is pushing in that direction of a reverse rally. Relief rally, excuse me, my bad, not a reverse rally, a relief rally, big difference. So I'm going to, continue to follow this rally to the long side, but will be really, really, really prepared to short when the short starts showing up. Now, I can't particularly say exactly when the shorts are going to start selling up or start showing up. Are they going to be up here where we reach a little bit of price resistance? Are they going to be closer to that 50-period moving average? Are we going to reach up here to the dotted deuce that I use all the time? Are we going to reach up here and maybe grab this gap that's over here and attempt to tap on the 200-period moving average? What is that? What are we going to do here? We can draw lines. We can make predictions, like crazy. But the truth is, the answer is all in the price action and the chart patterns, candle signals that we see here. So I think the way to trade anything here is just simply looking at the chart and trading that chart. John says 65-minute time frame is his time of choice. I get it. I really do. I think that's a good time frame. In fact, let's work that into today, if we could, this morning maybe. All right. Let's do that. To go look at the charts that I have, which are 9 of them, I'm going to go to this chart right here. And if you guys remember a while back, hey Doug, good morning. Glad to be back. Thank you. If you guys remember a while back, we talked about 6, 7, 8, 9 principles of trading. And I truly believe that if a trader sticks with maybe not those principles of trading, but sticks with some principles. I mean, you have to, write them down, and you have to breathe them. You have to eat them. You have to live with them, sleep with them. through thick and thin, through thick and thin. You don't want to be always chasing an indicator or a moving average or a strategy. Stick with the strategies that you develop. Excuse me. And there will be days where there will not be any trades. There will be days when it looks like what you're doing is hopeless. And then there's going to be days that what you're doing, it's the coolest thing since sliced bread. But trying to chase is just not, I just don't think that is a good answer. Anyway, so one of the principles is trade in the direction of the market. Now, your direction and my direction of the market and 55 other people, the direction of the market, we could all have a different idea, and that's okay. That really is okay. My idea of the direction of the market is using the trend indicator. It's real simple. Everybody knows that. I also incorporate chart patterns, put that all together. So, I'm looking at chart patterns and I'm looking at that trend indicator. Well, right now, it looks to me like on the market, the trend indicator is starting to turn a little bullish. And what I'm looking at is here we rally up, we fail the trend indicator, we come back and we mount another attack. We attacked it and went through it. Now we pulled back a little bit. We did pop below it one bar, but now we're attacking that higher move again. So I look at this price action wise as constructing a bit of a bottom. Just because price is constructing a bottom doesn't mean it's the bottom, and it doesn't mean we're going to rally higher. It just means based on the candle pattern, I see a bottom being constructed. It could be the demolition team could come in here at any time and just blow that construction up and drop it back to the ground. Okay, but this is what I'm gonna look for with price action. The fact that we've got some green candles here is something I'm gonna look for. Right over here is a relief rally in a bearish trend, right there. And this is what I'm going to look for, the same relief rally until it's not. Now, here's where I want to stop for a second. And what was it, John? You said the 65-minute. I'm not going to go find the 65-minute. I can just click on the hourly. And I think my message will come across exactly the same, okay? So if we're using a defined line, I maybe have to come up with a better way to say that. But if you're using a defined line to say the market is bullish or bearish based on are you above that line or below that line, along with price action, then let's go take a look at the 30-minute or 60-minute chart. And we'll leave it like that. So you can see here that you can speed up the daily chart by using that hourly chart or 65-minute chart. Right in here, this would clearly tell you to be bullish and for the market, okay? This would clearly tell you to be bearish. There's nothing other than black and white here. There is nothing other than that, unless you deviate from your system, which, if you do, it's yours, you can do with what you want. So it's just so clear to follow what the overall market do. It's easier to trade that way. It truly, truly is, rather than going against the market. So to what John said, 65-minute was his chart of choice. I totally agree. You just have to establish your rules within that time frame. So, all right, I'm really behind not looking at charts, am I? So I wrote this right up here, bullish or bearish, and let's do this. I'm going to say that the overall market is bullish. Let's look at FCX. Is that turning bullish based on our rules? We've got, let's look at some chart patterns here. We've got a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder. That gives us an inverted head and shoulder. From a long view, if we want to take this low and go up to those highs, we clearly have an uptrend. Now, for trading purposes, I see that we've broken out here, big candle Friday, and I see the price is above the trend T-line, the T-line's above the trend indicator. There it is, right there. Now it's a matter of simply trading it. And how do you trade it? I would say 99% of the people at hit run candlesticks and right way options look at a 3/8 trap or some modified 3/8 trap. It's what we do. So let's just wait for that setup, because I look at this chart and I look at the market. Everything under the sun says to be bullish, not bearish. Now there will become a time when it will be bearish. There will be. I truly believe that. I do not believe that we have found a bottom here, but I do believe we should absolutely follow the charts. Let's take a look at NU. Again, what's the overall market doing? Still bullish. Look at NU here. See how we've well, just go back and look at at how you might have traded it. Right over here, long, short, a little choppy. A little choppy. So how do we get away from chop? Just because it turns green, don't get excited. Don't lose your cool. Don't run to home plate just yet. What we want is a trend to be established. So how about we wait for 3, 4, 5 green dots rather than saying, "Oh damn, I missed it." Not true. Wait for 3, 4, 5 dots. Look at all the money that could have been made right here. Wait for 3, 4, 5 dots. Look at all the money that could have been made there short. It is so simple. We pop up green. Don't lose your head here. Wait 3, 4, 5 dots. Now look at how it's working. So and right in here, if you caught this bounce, there's plenty entry right there. DVN, which we all know energy is kind of rocking right now. The market, what's the market doing? Pre-market still showing positive trading. Now, please, as I posted in the members app the other day, we have to clear October's high. That is resistance right there. If we do not clear October's high, none of this here means anything to the bullish side. It's just a pause, the bears taking a rest. So we have to clear that. That doesn't mean we have to clear it today. We don't even have to clear it this week. If we want to walk sideways for a week, that's okay. We don't have to clear it on any given day. We just have to clear it. And when I say clear it, I mean move above it and hold. I don't mean just peekaboo up there and then come right back down. I mean hold above that area. As long as it does that, I'm going to look at this bullish trend. I'm going to look at charts like DVN because they are bullish. Once they are bullish, and bullish to me is going to be like this, like this, like this, like this. Now, it's when we get those 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5 green dots, that's where I want to start looking to be trading. So let's look for the pullbacks into the 3/8 trap, take the trade. If it meets your rules, you've got to have your rules in there. Look at deer. What's wrong with deer? Deer, here's a clear sign of resistance. Well, then don't trade deer. Look, here's the thing. I get hit with this all the time. Well, Deere has resistance. Well, first of all, if you don't like the resistance, don't trade it. I'm not anyone's keeper. Second, you're smoking dope if you don't think you're going to find resistance on every stinking stock in the stock market right now, because the market's so far down. Everything has resistance. So deal with resistance. Don't take the trade here. Take the trade above here. Remember, it's not about, oh my God, I have to buy Deere and I have to make a buck. That's not what this is. What we're looking for is that trend to continue. And if it doesn't continue, that's perfectly fine. We'll be set up for shorts. So, like I said, resistance, make peace with resistance. Either do it or don't. You either like the chart or you don't. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no, well, Johnny come quickly took that trade, so I'm going to trade it. No. What is your rules? Does your rules say no? Then don't. Wait for what you do. If it doesn't give you the trade, there are hundreds of stocks that will give you the trade. If you look through here, don't go back on your own today and study this, not what price action did, not how you could have entered it. Look how it met resistance and broke out. That's what you want to study. Netflix, let's talk about Netflix. I think Netflix goes higher. Do I think that if people bought Netflix down here, do I think profit taking should come in? Yeah, protect some profits. But right now, I see no reason why Netflix can't go higher. The trend is still working. We just broke out of this area right here. Still looks to me like there's a little bit of a move before we get to that resistance slowdown. So yes, I think Netflix is a buy. Now, buy it with rules. Don't just willy-nilly buy it. Maybe this is something you put on a intraday chart. Trade the 3/8 strap. Trade the PBOs, the pullback opportunities. Trade the breakouts with a tight stop. Things like that. Watch the market. Are we going to break out of these highs? Are the bulls going to flex their muscles and show that they can get up here and grab the 50-period moving average that's up here? That's my first target. And then we'll see what happens. Wells Fargo. I think Wells Fargo is a buy. And in anyone's trading world, why would Wells Fargo not be a buy? The chart is doing everything you would want it to do. Everything. Low, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low. Whoops, daisy. It's running into resistance. Okay. So what is your rule for resistance? It's really simple. You either buy in this area with a stop, or you wait for the breakout and a setup. Pretty simple. If you get to a point where you're saying to yourself, your fear of missing out, you need to stop trading, go have a couple shots of tequila, and sleep it off, because the whole fear of missing out thing has got to stop. That will kill you in trading. Here's what I've heard from a lot of people. Well, if I wait for this, then it never goes higher because you have to take, long trades so quickly. Okay, then don't take the long trades. Wait for the short setups. Because trying to get in the long trades early and picking bottoms, that's just a nightmare. That's been losing a lot of money for a lot of people. So stop doing it. So if we do have a relief rally in a bear market, which I think that's what we have at the moment, then don't fuss around with the longs. Wait for the shorts to come back in. But now's not the time to be buying shorts. Not in my opinion, anyway. Walmart. Now, I'm currently long Walmart, 28.5%. I'm looking for 140.58 up here, or about there. If that gets that today, let's see. Yeah, I could sell a portion of it or all of it and then let it set up again maybe. If I sell a portion of it, then I'll just raise my stop and see if it can't carry up a little bit higher. I think Walmart is a nice looking trade. What is the market doing? We want the market to be in our favor, so I'll be watching that very closely. I want to see this trend continue to stay green until it's not. Let's go back to John there. John said, watch that 60-minute. Well, or he said 65-minute. I'm just going to use a 60 because I'm not going to chase the 65-minute here. There's your 60-minute trend. If we start to break that trend on that 60-minute, might that tell us something? It might. Go look at it all the way through here. Might it tell you something? It just might. So as long as the overall trend stays bullish, let's stay bullish. When the overall trend turns bearish, let's rack up some shorts. I hope this makes some sense. I had a lot of windshield time. This happens to me when I get behind my windshield. This is all I think about. Not just this, other things, but it's a great think tank for me. And this is one of the things that happened from the drive. Markets trying to put in a bottom in a bearish market above 378. October highs suggest bulls are entering in a bearish market. Makes that just a relief rally. I look at J&J here. Why would J&J not be a trade? Why would J&J be a short? It wouldn't be. It's doing everything right here we would want J&J to do. Is there overhead resistance? Like I said, every chart in this stock market right now has resistance. You got to get over that. Deal with it. Make a rule. Make a plan. You just have to do that on how you handle resistance. So if you're looking at J&J and you say right there is resistance, okay, how are you going to trade that? I mean, how are you going to trade that? What if you bought it up here and your stop was right down here, 2.32%? In what world is 2.3% not acceptable for a stop in trading? So you just have to make your rules and stick with them. You really, that is, Doug says that all the time. You know, have your rules and focus on them and don't, it's when you start, you know, what happens is when there's no trades today, you know, when there's no trades 3/4 of today, that's when you start breaking your rules because for some reason we have it in our mind, God damn it, I've got to trade today. No, you don't have to put a trade on today. You know, this stock didn't move enough, so I've got to go find another stock. No, you don't have to do that. Stick with your rules. You know, if your entry is a 3/8 trap or just simply a pullback, stick with it. If your entry is I don't know, something jumped over something, went through a whoopie-doo, and however your entries are. Maybe you use MACD, maybe you use RSI, whatever you use. Whatever you use. Stick with the same thing over and over and over. Make it very repeatable. Very repeatable. You know, that's what makes, whether you like McDonald's or not, that has nothing to do with it. I know that if I was to drive cross country, I know that the McDonald's, the burger here in Missouri is going to taste the same way the Missouri does, or the McDonald's tastes in Colorado. I also know that I can stop there and that is the cleanest bathrooms you'll ever find on the road. So make it repeatable. I know that I can, no matter what, I know that I can find a good clean bathroom and I can, whether you like it or not, their Big Mac tastes the same, whether it's here or whether it's in California. Repeat it. Bank of America. Bank of America looks like a trade to me. Again, is it coming up to resistance? It is. But this is not all that we're looking for. We're looking for Bank of America to be a trade, not just a one-day wonder. I'm not looking for one-day wonders. I'm looking for a trade that works itself up. Now, do I think at some point here the bears are going to come back in the market? Absolutely. But until they do, I'm going to take advantage of something like this. Am I going to trade with resistance right here? I'm not so big on resistance. We'll just see what happens. I'm following this trend. That's my focus is right here on what this trend is doing. Price action. So, all right, this took way longer than it should have. I do apologize. Got kind of on my high horse there. I want to thank everybody. I'm glad to be back today. It is nice to be back. I appreciate it. Doug, thanks for covering the room here while I was gone. I do appreciate it. We'll see everybody back here in about 15 minutes. We'll open up this market and let's have some fun. Thanks, Carol. Hey, Tom. Good morning. Nigel. Paul. We'll see everybody here in a few minutes. Take care.